The redemption of Michael and Lisa, a journey back to love through faith. Michael and Lisa had been married for 10 years. Their love story began in their 20s when they met at a mutual friend's wedding. Michael was charming, ambitious, and deeply driven, while Lisa was kind-hearted, nurturing, and always quick to laugh. Their connection was undeniable, and within 2 years, they were married. They built a life together, welcoming 2 beautiful children, Emma and Noah. From the outside, they seemed like the perfect family. But beneath the surface, cracks had begun to form in their relationship. The downward spiral. As Michael's career as a business owner flourished, the demands on his time grew exponentially. He often worked late nights, traveling frequently to close deals or attend conferences. While Michael threw himself into work, believing he was providing for his family, Lisa was left to manage the household and care for their young children. The long hours, coupled with the emotional distance that had crept into their marriage, began to take a toll. Lisa felt increasingly invisible and unappreciated. She tried to share her feelings with Michael, but their conversations often turned into arguments. Michael, exhausted and stressed, felt she didn't understand the pressures he faced. Slowly but surely, their once open and loving communication broke down. During this vulnerable period, Michael grew close to a female co-worker, Rachel. Initially, their relationship seemed harmless. She was a confidant who understood the challenges of his work. But over time, their conversations shifted from professional to personal. Michael began to share his frustrations about his marriage, a boundary he never thought he'd cross. The emotional connection deepened, and eventually it turned physical. The discovery. One evening, as Michael was showering, Lisa noticed his phone buzzing on the nightstand. It wasn't her habit to check his phone, but something compelled her to look. The messages she found left her breathless. Flirty texts, shared photos, and plans for secret meetups. The weight of betrayal crushed her, and she confronted Michael that same night. At first, Michael tried to downplay the situation, but Lisa persisted. Cornered and overwhelmed by guilt, Michael admitted to the affair. Lisa felt as though the floor beneath her had disappeared. She was angry, devastated, and unsure of what to do next. Michael pleaded for forgiveness, but Lisa wasn't sure she could ever trust him again. Over the next few weeks, Lisa considered divorce. She sought counsel from friends and family but found herself torn. For the sake of their children and her lingering love for Michael, she wondered if there was any hope for reconciliation. Desperate for guidance, she turned to prayer. If you're enjoying our content so far, we would greatly appreciate it if you liked this video and subscribe to our channel. And be sure to hit the notification icon to be updated whenever any of our videos are uploaded. A turning point in faith. One sleepless night, Lisa fell to her knees and cried out to God, pouring out her pain and confusion. She asked for clarity, strength, and direction. In that moment, she felt a deep sense of peace wash over her, a conviction that God wanted her to fight for her marriage. But it wouldn't be easy, and she knew both she and Michael would have to surrender completely to God's guidance. Michael, too, began seeking God. The shame and guilt he carried were unbearable, and he knew he needed divine help to change. He confessed his sins not only to Lisa, but also to God, asking for forgiveness and the strength to become a better man. Together they decided to seek counselling through their church. Their pastor, Pastor Williams, agreed to counsel them under the condition that they commit to complete honesty, humility, and a willingness to rebuild their marriage from the ground up. The road to healing. 1. Total transparency. In their counselling sessions, Michael confessed everything about the affair. When it began, how it evolved, and why he allowed himself to stray. Lisa listened, though it was excruciating. Michael's willingness to be completely transparent was a critical first step in rebuilding trust. He also gave Lisa full access to his phone, email, and schedule to assure her that he had nothing to hide. 2. Expressing pain and seeking forgiveness. Lisa shared her anger, sadness, and feelings of betrayal in their sessions. Michael listened without interrupting, acknowledging the depth of her pain. He sincerely asked for her forgiveness, emphasizing his regret and his commitment to making things right. Lisa wrestled with her emotions but leaned on her faith, often meditating on Matthew 6:14. For if you forgive other people when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. 3. Establishing boundaries. Michael immediately cut all ties with Rachel, blocking her from all forms of communication. He also committed to ending late nights at work and prioritized family time. Together, they agreed to create new boundaries to safeguard their marriage, including keeping their interactions with members of the opposite sex strictly professional. 4. Rebuilding trust. Rebuilding trust was a slow process. Michael demonstrated his commitment daily, showing up for his family in tangible ways. He kept his promises, made Lisa and the children a priority, and regularly checked in with Lisa to reassure her of his faithfulness. Lisa, though cautious, allowed herself to see and acknowledge his efforts. 5. Rekindling their connection. To rediscover each other, Michael and Lisa began spending intentional time together. They planned weekly date nights, took walks in the park, and had long conversations after the children went to bed. They also attended a couples retreat through their church, where they learned practical tools for better communication and deepening intimacy. 6. Strengthening their spiritual bond. Michael and Lisa made faith the cornerstone of their relationship. They prayed together every morning and evening, read the Bible as a couple, and attended church services as a family. Volunteering in a marriage ministry helped them stay accountable and share their story to inspire others. A love renewed. Two years later, Michael and Lisa's marriage had been transformed. Their love wasn't the same as before. It was deeper, more intentional, and rooted in grace. Michael became a more attentive husband and father, fully present in ways he hadn't been before. Lisa found strength in her faith and confidence in the new foundation they had built together. They often shared their story with other couples, emphasizing the power of God's redemptive love. One of their favorite verses became Joel 2:25. "I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten." While the scars of the affair remained, Michael and Lisa no longer saw them as wounds, but as reminders of how far they had come. Together, they proved that with God at the center, even the most broken relationships could be made whole again. Thank you so much for taking the time to view Motivate My Marriage. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share our content.